we might have definitive proof that the final Fighters Pass character comes from an RPG series. Blocked content. What's happening, my Block buddies, and welcome to a brand new, very special episode of Block Content's Leak Speak. My name is Callum, and this is going to be your content for today. Yes, we're going to be talking about a lot of things that are moving in the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate League sphere, potential spoilers ahead. We're going to talk a little bit about that Mii Costume League as well, but also we're going to talk about something that has been sent over to me by a bunch of people on Discord, and this seems to be the talk of the town. People are really speculating that the character that is coming as the final Fighters Pass entrant is from an RPG series. So there's a lot to cover here. There's a lot of characters that are in the running. There's one very particular that a couple of leaks have been about. So I really wanted to talk with you guys about it. And of course, here's something super cool because you guys asked for it. We're doing a Q&A show called Question Blocked, where I answer your questions about upcoming fighters, my thoughts on your favorite games, questions about how to start on YouTube, anything you can think of. Please send your questions through to blockedcontentmail@gmail.com, and I will answer your question live on the show in our next episode. And for those of you guys who like giveaways, we are giving away a Piranha Plant plushie puppet. Remember to like this video, subscribe to Block Content, and comment down below to also enter for the t-shirt giveaway. All right, guys, let's head right on into this. I want to talk about this very screenshot right here. This is taken from Twitter, and the post is right there on the screen. Hashtag Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, hashtag Super Smash Bros. Leaks. I just heard from my source at Nintendo that Fighters Pass Character 5 is from an iconic RPG that fans have been clamoring for, but also might not be remembered by some of the wider audience. I'd love to say more, but I've been threatened with being taken to court if I say anything else. Can't wait for the reveal at the Game Awards. Now, this is extremely interesting for a lot of reasons. One, everyone has kind of been thinking that the next fighter will definitely be someone from a first-person shooter game, a character like Captain Price from Call of Duty. I've of course heard Master Chief, and the biggest one is of course the Doomslayer from Doom. Yeah, there's many other possibilities there as well, but those are basically the bigger ones. And if you think about first-person shooter character, that kind of makes sense, right? It's something that hasn't been repped before in Smash Brothers in that kind of a way, and that would make total sense. But another RPG character, I mean, we actually have the RPG character as a Fighters Pass character, and that is the hero from Dragon Quest, and also we have Joker from Persona, which is also kind of like an RPG, and there are a lot of characters in the roster that already kind of represent that very specific part. I mean, we don't even have to say it, but a lot of Pokemon characters are already in the game, a lot of other RPGs are represented, just think of characters like Shulk. So yeah, to me, this is really interesting because we'll be thinking about all these other franchises, all these other great RPG reps that basically we've not been thinking about, right? Of course, it's in the title of one of the games, right? Super Mario RPG. Well, I don't really think that this hints towards that, right? If you read the quote, it just says, my source at Nintendo says it's from an iconic RPG that fans have been clamoring for. So yeah, in some ways you could say this sounds a little bit like Geno in the idea that it's, of course, fans have been clamoring for it. So it wouldn't be an RPG series that, you know, only a couple of people have heard about, but definitely I think that it's a big series that hasn't been repped in Smash Brothers before. And Super Mario RPG as a franchise doesn't have a character, right? But Super Mario has a lot of characters. So I just wanted to go through different characters that I think could be in the running if they do more RPGs. The biggest one by far, I think, is the Tales of series, right? I think Lloyd Irving has a huge chance of being a Smash Brothers character. If he is next in line for the Super Smash Bros. Fighters Pass, I think that it'll be an interesting choice, and it might not be the best choice globally, right? I think for a Japanese audience, that character is a long time coming, and I really think that Lloyd Irving should be in the game, especially as the later editions of the DLC. I think he definitely feels right at home in a Smash game, and being one of the DLC fighters, that would fit him very well. But I also think that the Fighters Pass, in terms of content, now of course we have Joker, we have the hero, we have Banjo, and we have Terry. I think that, I don't want to really call it lackluster, but heavy hitters they are not. You know, aside from maybe Banjo and Hero, I think especially Terry and Joker to me are not, you know, hugely widely recognizable, right? If you would, you know, lend it to anyone on the street and just, you know, show them the images, I think in terms of iconography, maybe Banjo would stick out a little bit. the hero from Dragon Quest would maybe be confused with Dragon Ball in certain aspects. But yeah, I do feel like in terms of iconography, in terms of a worldwide appeal, we need something different, because we already have characters that are really geared towards the Japanese audience, especially Joker from Persona 5. And I think also, the Dragon Quest hero does that very well. So to me, it wouldn't make sense to do another RPG, another anime sword fighter as the final character in this Fighter's Pass. I think that character deserves to be in the game and should be one of the, further characters that they announce, kind of like the bonus DLC characters. But, we need something to kind of round off this very crazy, creative, cool Fighter's Pass. But I do think that we need something a little bit more worldly, right? Something that really speaks to a lot of different audiences, like some of the characters actually really do well. So if we don't think of the Tales of series, we could be thinking about The Witcher. I think that is, of course, a huge franchise. Also, of course, now appeared on Nintendo Switch, so there is a partnership there. The character of Geralt has also been in crossover, so that is a really big thing going for it. But it would be another big sword fighter character. They could definitely make it different with all, different magic and everything like that. But I could definitely also see it become a little bit stale. So another interesting choice here is Dark Souls. I think there was already an amiibo, there's Nintendo support there, and I think that if they add a character to Smash Brothers, it'll be a left field pick, and a lot of people wouldn't be that happy about it, but it would also be, I don't really see that as a big RPG series, but I think that it could fit. It has iconography, it would have a great stage, something a little bit darker. I think that would be really cool. So other famous sort of RPG-ish games, I would say, are Fallout. So I could see that little Fallout boy coming there. I don't mean Pete Wentz or anything. So Diablo, I think, could also fit very well. Undertale, we already have Sans in the game, so if they're gonna go the route of doing Frisk, that could be a possibility there. Mass Effect isn't alive anymore right now as of the moment of recording, so I don't think so. And if we think about other franchises that are already represented, I think Geno could be a really great fit for the final character. Just a really big fan appeal kind of character that everyone would want to play, right? Just, the people that don't like Geno or have never heard of Geno would want to play him to find out who this is. It's a Mario character, and why, and where does it come from, and how does it play? And people that know Geno probably love the character and really want to play as Geno. So I could see no wrong with that choice, but he feels like a bonus type of character, and he doesn't feel like the final big Fighter's Pass character that you paid all this money for, right? So that's very interesting. Another franchise that's already in the game, but I'd love to see another rep of in terms of RPGs, I think, is Final Fantasy. I think that has been, very underrepresented. We just have Cloud in the game with the great, additional costume there with Advent Children rep, but I also feel like in terms of music, there's not much there. It's just one stage, all this stuff. So I really feel like if you're gonna do another rep from that series, there's two, choices that make sense to me. One is the Black Mage, which would be, a very iconic type character and not one with a huge personality, but it also already had a crossover with Nintendo at some point with Mario Hoops 303. And I also think a great new character would be Sephiroth, a big villainous character, huge sword, but also really different kind of fighting style that we've seen in Smash Brothers. And having more villains in Smash, everybody's kind of waiting for that. So all of this to say, it's really interesting if we think about another RPG character, right? I mean, all our heads were pretty much geared towards, we're gonna get a first-person shooter type character, or it's gonna be someone like Crash, very iconic and very worldly character. But an RPG basically already says it's probably going to be a character that will play very well with Japanese audiences, as the past Smash characters have all done, with the big exception of Banjo-Kazooie, which was basically just done for Western audiences and was this huge deal to us over here. I mean, Banjo's still my main right now. Love that character and love the way that they put him in Smash. So could this all happen? And what's more interesting here is that this person also dropped, by the way, can't wait for the reveal at the Game Awards. So this really feels like something is happening. Of course, is this to be believed? This is just a person on Twitter with sources at Nintendo, supposedly. But of course, people like that pop up all the time, and we need to know track records. We need to know when this person was right, when this person was wrong, if there's any other information gleaned from a Twitter page like that. So my people on Discord are on that. So if you want to join the Block Content Discord, you can do that right now. The link is in the description. So the Game Awards words, I'm the edge of my seat. The really great news is that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has been actually nominated in 2 categories. I think Best Fighting Game and Best Game, period, which is super great because I really didn't see that coming at all, because Smash Bros. Already had a presence on the previous Game Awards because the game was just one day before coming out, right? And we got the reveal that Joker was going to be a DLC fighter. So that's crazy cool, and it totally makes sense that we're going to get the final reveal, but maybe a little bit more than that. I think that the whole world will be watching because we got it the last time, but also the whole world will be watching in terms of Smash Brothers being in contention, right? So I think that they might drop a little bit more than just one character. Maybe they'll say this character drops today, you can play as him right now, so people return to Smash Brothers, and also here's a teaser for what might be next with the Fighters Pass. That to me would be the ultimate, no pun intended, the ultimate choice for Nintendo to make here. So what do you guys think about this leak? Is this true? Is this just falsehood, or is there some sort of truth to this? I really want to know what you guys think of this. If you comment down below, that comment could be featured in our next video. Today's comment question is, of course, do you expect Smash Brothers news at the Game Awards? As for our previous comment question, our answer comes to us by way of our user DanielX64 saying, I just want Crash in already. He's just perfect for Smash. Out of all the DLC, I haven't been interested in maining any of them, but if Crash gets in, I'm mating him automatically. So Daniel, this is really interesting to read. Like, not being interested in any of the characters, that is interesting, because if you bought the Fighters Pass first day without knowing, next to Joker, any of the characters in there, then yeah, there is a type of audience out there that is majorly disappointed. And to me, that is a pretty sad fact. And I think that you're going to be happy with the characters that we end up getting, because aside from this Fighters Pass, we're going to get more characters. So I think that they'll really want to make sure everyone in the world is happy, and they'll probably do that by still adding Crash. I think that the character is ripe for Smash Brothers, is perfect, just like you say, he is perfect for Smash. But yeah, probably not going to be in this Fighters Pass. A lot of leakers have already been saying Crash is not appearing as the 5th fighter in this Fighters Pass. So yeah, that is so sad. You spent all this money on a Fighters Pass, and there's no character in there that you connect with or that you really wanted. So that is the gamble of doing stuff like this, the big Fighters Pass stuff. So that is the other side of the coin that we really need to see. Yeah, you do gamble with this kind of stuff, and I actually am of the opinion that you really kind of need to play the characters, right? If you're a Smash fan, just play the characters a few times and, support the game, support Masahiro Sakurai, support Nintendo, and just basically try out things, because maybe a character's appearance or a character's history doesn't really pertain to you, but maybe the playstyle will fit with you. So yeah, I'll just give that little bit of advice. So thank you so much for commenting, and to everyone who comments, these are always so much fun to read, so please keep putting them down below. And of course, a huge shout out to our latest Patreon supporters. You guys make block content absolutely possible. If you want to have yourself created in block content style, join me for live discussions on Skype, or even have your own ideas animated by me, please go to patreon.com/blockcontent. The link is also in the description. There's a bunch of incredible rewards there, and they're waiting for you. And remember, if you're not yet a member of the block content family yet, please click that beautiful subscribe button, ring that shiny bell for the notifications, and all the news and fun you care about will be delivered daily to you. And also, I'm celebrating my birthday tomorrow, so yeah, I think that there will be no video tomorrow, maybe a little post, maybe a little something, but yeah, it's my birthday, so I'm gonna chill out. So thank you guys so much for watching, and see you guys around the corner where there's always more block content. See ya!